a pug game later, though. Do you want to step in for a quick interview? We got time for that.
If you want to interview me, sure.
Let's do that. I saw. Well, after Ninja Nick, I turned around. I was looking for you, but I couldn't find it. So take a seat.
I was getting a drink of water, and oh my god, I'm gonna break your whole setup.
Yeah, don't trip.
All right, so where's the camera? So I don't.
Well, here's the mic. The camera's right over there. Staring at the camera. Wave.
Okay.
Hi, camera.
Yo.
And we got stream chat over there, so you can see people talking shit about you. But they haven't said anything yet. So there you go. There you go.
All right, so where do you want to start?
Let's start towards the beginning of that match. Kind of some stalemate situations. Some good pushes, some good attacks. What were your thoughts on the regulation period?
Had to get used to first 2 rounds. You have to get used to. Okay, Street Hoops, they play through duo.
Yeah.
They go as he goes, and in our match versus them, we did okay, and we actually. That match, like, the reason we played well in this match is because in our previous match, it's a team that had 4 invite players in it and mostly a cohesive team.
Yeah.
We were able to hang tight. You don't stop Duwatna, you just slow him down to 360 a minute instead of letting him go for 500 a minute and roll the map. And we learned we worked with the defense, everything like that, and we figured out a way to win rounds and to beat teams that are way better than us on that map. And it was just like, oh wow, so had we not lost something there, then we'd have been a great chance. We would have a great chance to win. So when we go through, we clean up a team on Badlands out the lower bracket, then we go into this again. We go down 2-0, our mids are a little shaky, then we go back to a good left side push onto the choke. And when we figured out that mid, we figured out ways to sort of crack them. And the idea is, if you're going to, like, how do you want to put this? You have to track Shrugger at all times. At the end of the game, the reason the drop in the free body shot happened was I think people got exhausted. Case came back to me for a buff. Shrugger just so happened to walk through, get a wide open shot, and game over. Now, mind you, that stalemate would have lasted for 12 hours if you would have, if they would have let it happen. Something had to happen. Somebody was going to have to drop an Uber, or like some dumb play was going to change the end of the game. And I mean, it is what it is there. I'm really, a few things that I saw about my team that impressed me, really surprised by SpamFest.
Yeah.
He says that, like, he said in Mumble that he'd never gotten out of open, and he plays with really good discipline.
Yeah.
And really could play at a somewhat high level or very quickly. I mean, he's got the fragging. He's a little quiet, but he works with his teammates. He isn't an idiot, and did a really good job and actually impressed me.
Yeah, cool.
And that was like the one question mark, like, how good is this guy going to be? And then he showed up and stepped up, and I'm like, wow. Yeah. And so I was sort of impressed by that. Cole moving to demo was funny half the time, and really surprising the other half. Like, I think one day maybe he could be a good demo as well.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, I guess, would say that the results that we pulled were a little surprising, considering that there was a pretty bad talent differential between us and Street Hoops and us and this team.
Yeah.
And it was actually rather embarrassing, the level of differential. We were a clear 4th place, and we expected to get rolled 5-0. But we just played smart defense. I tried to, when I made my calls, I just tried to preserve the Uber, and against weaker teams, I'll gamble, I'll run a lot more crits, but against better opponents, the trick that can help you take rounds and make it a game is to just watch how better people, like, how quickly they push, assume they're going to take it, then just go and, like, don't try to bite, like, on those mid fights. What helped us in Street Hoops in that team was if we drop too early, get out, don't even try to play 2 if you're 3 down. Yeah. Like, you can't front it. Don't try to, it involves, like, give the team you're playing a little bit of respect, go back, go into a shell, and then when they try to attack the shell, they might get a little frustrated and you get a breakthrough. That's how we took the second round to make it 2-2. The 2-1 round was because we just had a great mid and just parlayed that into to a round. Yeah. I thought I played a little shy, honestly. I was a little gun shy around the corners, and it's interesting because I go back 2 seasons, not this past ESA LAN, but the ESA LAN before, and there was all the talk about quick fix and how it's awful, or like all this other stuff about how all these unlocks are awful. Right. But the truth of the matter is, when you're in a situation, especially when you're playing behind in a game and it's tight, the whole affair becomes entirely cagey, especially when you have about a 30-minute time frame and you're 8 minutes left, it's 2-2. What do you do? In ESCA, you just play normally. It's 2-2. You've got tons of game to go. Yeah. You don't here. So it encourages a very cagey style of play, and that's why, like, teams are going to feel each other out and figure things out that way. Now, mind you, in this game coming up, I think it's going to be a little bit more open. I like Duat and the Scout Bros are going to play a wide open game. Ash is going to try to abuse hiding spots. If Ninja Nick calls out Ash's hiding spots and then they can queue in some help for Shrugger against the Scout Brothers, I think they can win that game. If Muffin doesn't put any serious pressure on Duwatna, then I think Street Hoops wins that game. I think those are the deciding factors in that. I mean, it was a great experience to get used to how to play in a serious KG environment against good players. Later on, I'm going to remember that when I play.
Yeah, good. Now, Huey Lewis, did you notice any missteps when you guys played against him? He's obviously a Pyro main and playing Medic here today.
Let's see. His biggest mistake is, okay, you know how I mentioned how there are certain situations where against a team of like mid or better skill, you can't play in certain spots? Well, he did, because he was used to playing against when they were rolling the weaker teams, so he was playing forward into those positions, and then he thought it was safe when it's not safe. And it's the only way you know what's safe and what's not safe is to either play with people that know how to close things out, seriously study tape on how to close it out, or get caught out. Now, I think positioning issues aren't going to haunt him in this game, because I think he's learned up a little bit. I think he's going to play a much smarter, much cleaner game. I think if he can hang tight with Ninja Nick in the building battle,
we have everybody here, right?
Just be not getting caught out, because Technosex is going to try some creative things, and Shrugger is going to run through people. So, and there are a couple of plays, like I remember where it was Shrug versus a demo, myself and a roamer, and I'm like, oh crap, I have to use the super, this sucks. It's just like, I'm not going to sit there and drop the demo, it's asking for too much, so.
It's literally holding that mouse on.
I don't know.
Checking a couple things in there. nothing that quality.
Let's see.
Somebody asking what's in between the prizes up here are the characters, and So Radium, thanks for joining us, man. You got some quick shout outs, but we got to get this gaming rolling so we can get our raffle on at a decent time. But thanks for joining us real quick.
All right.
And maybe we'll get you back on air for some pugs later.